Hi, happy Tuesday. I'm coming to you today with a very special live with my special guest, Anastasia Girali, who is a rapid abundance activator with a background as a clinical hypnotherapist, an old friend and previous client of mine, and now my amazing biz bestie and collaborator. And we're really excited to come together to talk to you today about really the magic combination that's helped both of us to get everything that we desire in life in terms of the creative freedom, in terms of the dream business, hitting our first six-figure year in our coaching businesses, dream men, the freedom to travel, the freedom to live in the places that we really want to live in. I'm currently living between Montreal and New York and have the freedom to travel whenever I want to. Anastasia's currently living between London and Cyprus, and we want to share the real deal, the real work of what it really took for us both to go from being pretty not in a good place and then getting everything that we want. Anastasia on now. Here she comes. Hi.
Hello, darling.
Welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, great. So I just heard how you shared that we've kind of created like the freedom that we both wanted from our lives that wasn't previously available to us, was it? When we were stuck in our struggling artist stories.
Yeah, and so I wanted to share because I was reminiscing today about the turning point that really changed everything for me, and that was obviously when I first discovered mindset work. Like that's when I really was using that tool initially to get out of burnout. And that was like the final piece that helped me to get my energy back. And then realizing how powerful this tool was, and then obviously translating that over to my finances, which was the next problem that I wanted to solve. And I also went through a big learning curve of my business where, I was doing these particular mindset practices every day. I hit my first 5-figure month, which was a 20K month. I had consistent 10K months for a while. And then I was like, oh, okay, I'm good at this. And then I stopped doing the mindset work and then everything started to unravel. And I was like, oh no, I'd obviously reached like a point where there was more work to be done. And I got to lean in deeper into the tools to be able to shift and embody my next level, which, then allowed me to sort of, a lot of things that weren't still even in alignment fell away. And that allowed me to get to that next level of, hitting my big income goals with way more ease than before and doing it in even more alignment with really just focusing on the people that I was the most excited to serve, the programs I was so excited to be talking about and running. And in a way that gave me an even greater level of freedom in my life so that I, could bring the vision of my business to life, which was always to give me more freedom, more creative freedom, to put time into adventuring and other creative projects. And that's really given me the time and resources to be able to get other things going, which has always been my vision. So, and the cool thing about obviously the work that Anastasia does and what she's so, her expertise brings to this conversation is the really important part of mindset. Like I'm a big believer in mindset, and I teach and work deeply in the mindset with my clients because I know that when it's like the GPS, like when you put the instruction in of where you want to go to and you commit to that story and you show up for it and you embody those beliefs, it's going to move you in the direction of whatever it is that's going on underneath the surface that needs to shift, that needs to be healed, that needs to be purged, or understood, or the lessons that need to be learned, so that we can embody that next level and become that person who easily creates what it is that we desire versus, being in the struggle, being in the push. And that's where, that deeper healing work comes in. And that's Anastasia's superpower. So I would love for you to talk a little bit about that and like how that came into your world and what kind of transformations have been possible for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like mindset is definitely what kind of started my journey as well, because it was the first time that I took responsibility for what I was co-creating, right? And I knew that a lot of that had to do with my beliefs. So I absolutely agree with you that mindset is everything. But as you know, very rightly identified, is that once you get comfortable, and it's human nature to get comfortable in the beginning, everything is new, so everything feels like you're efforting. But then you get to a point where you kind of plateau because it's your new comfort zone, your expanded comfort zone, and after a while, then that starts to show its cracks as well, right? So like you said, like you felt that the daily routine wasn't necessary anymore. I don't need to do my daily mindset work anymore because I'm already there. But then you don't expand from there, right? It's like you've leveled up and then you've plateaued. And I find that this is quite common for a lot of people, and definitely has been for me, and I'm sure that for you as well, where you plateau and it's like, well, hang on, there's something else going on here that I need to look at. So I did the mindset work. It got me to this level, which is a massive leap up from where I was, but it's not getting me any further. And this is something that, we absolutely need to acknowledge, that the things that worked for us at level 1 and 2 and 3 of the game aren't the same things that are going to work when you want to get to level 10, 11, 12. You need to go deeper if you want to then expand wider. And that, for me, is where the unconscious desires absolutely need to be faced, right? That's where we need to start taking responsibility for the deep healing work. Initially, it's the thoughts become things. What am I thinking? What am I saying? What am I putting out there? And therefore, what am I attracting? But for me, beyond that point, that's when we start to recognize that we are actually unconsciously or consciously creating, right? So what is it in my unconscious desires that's keeping me creating these glass ceilings that we talk about? And you'll hear so many coaches talking about it, like, oh, I've hit a plateau, I need the next strategy, the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. And that's when it starts to feel like, oh, sorry.
Yep.
That's when it starts to feel like a hustle again. Like once you've leveled up and things start to flow and things start to happen, and you're like, yes, I'm in my element. And that's when you kind of like plateau and you're like, ooh, okay, now I need to put more effort. I need to do more. I need to be more because I want to get to my next level. And it's human nature to want to continue to expand and continue to grow. And I think especially for people who have been called to serve others, we want to then start serving more people. We want to then start creating a bigger impact. And that's only available or possible if we go deeper into our work. So it's kind of like a tree. For a tree to expand wider, the tree's roots need to go deeper. And that's where the deep healing work needs to be done to accompany that mindset work that's going to take you from level 3, 4, 5 to 10, 11, 12 and beyond. Every level will reveal a new devil, and your unconscious desires will start to show themselves when you are ready for your next level.
Yeah, and we're super excited to go deeper into this and to really like do the work. I feel like this is the most important message, is that you don't, like, there's no shortcut around this work. Like, you're not going to get there unless you literally sit your ass down and get your journal and do the work and, use the tools and use them consistently. And I've really seen that for myself. Like, when I just show up consistently and use these tools, life is freaking amazing. Everything works. I get everything that I desire. Obviously there are challenges along the way, but I find that the challenges are mostly just doing this work, because it is the hardest thing to really face up to ourselves and really take full responsibility and, feel the things that we didn't want to feel, or that, we've been holding on to, or that have been blocking us from really being able to expand, really be able to access more of our energy, more of our creativity, and step into more confidence, and to just be able to execute at that higher level. And so we were so excited for the idea of collaborating to bring these two parts of the conversation together, and to really like create space for you to do this work and to have some massive shifts, and to see like, what is it that is calling for me to look at right now, that when I have that space, and it's so much more fun when we get to do this work together. And you know, it can be fun, and there's so many incredible lessons to be learned. And particularly when you do this in a collaborative environment, because we're all going through the same thing, right? We're all coming up against the same limitations, the same stories, no matter how like different our lives may look on the surface. So we've created an opportunity for everybody to come and do this in a group of really powerful women, to go deep and look at really what's been going on, look at what is coming up to shift, so that you can move past that and start having fun at the next level, like now, because that's really what it takes.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I really do remember, like, when I created an offer that for the first time felt like it came from a place of inspiration versus a place from problem solving, which is what so many coaches tell you to do, right? Find a problem, solve it, like be the bridge between the problem and the solution. Whereas for the first time, I just trusted myself and allowed myself to create something that was inspirational to me, something that lit me up from the inside out. And that's when things just clicked. Like, that's when everything started to flow so easily. And I started to call in my dream soul clients, and trust had a lot to do with it. And of course, doing that consistent mindset work, and allowing myself permission to receive support, allowing myself permission to go deeper into my own healing journey. And I noticed as well, like, the more women that I start to support, the deeper the healing needs to go. It always reveals itself when I'm expanding, when I'm growing, just how much more how many more layers there is to go into. And at this point, it's fun. It's no longer scary. There's no resistance, because I know that it's necessary in order for me to create a bigger impact. And that is something that I'm committed to doing. And I know that all the people that have joined our Wealth Expansion Masterclass are also committed to serving more people and committed to changing lives. And in order for you to do that, you need to first receive that. You need to give yourself permission to trust yourself, and to trust someone else to support you through this barrier, through this breakthrough, through this glass ceiling, so that you can start to create in flow from a place of inspiration, from a place of creative expansion, versus from a place of problem solving, which is a great place to start, but will only get you so far. That's not your differentiator.
Yeah, and like, when you're talking about creating from inspiration, it's like that is a skill, and it's doing this work that's like the tool that supports that skill. And yeah, like, I definitely found it really difficult in the beginning. And it's like, it's a tool that continues to serve you, but you continue to get better at it and better at it and better at it and better at it. And it's honestly like the way to create whatever you want in any area of your life. And so just creating as many opportunities as possible to receive support around that is the fastest way to, you know, to get there, wherever it is that you're wanting to get to, and to move past whatever it is that's creating that resistance. And so I'm really, really excited that we're offering this. It's going to be a 2-hour workshop. It's going on tomorrow morning EST, which is evening BST, 11 a.m. EST, 4 p.m. BST. Send us a message if you would like to come and play with us and have some time set aside to really do the work, make the shift, and connect to that place of a higher level of creativity, a higher level of inspiration, and, you know, get ready to get excited about whatever it is that's going to show up for you from that place.
Exactly. And get ready to expand, right? Wealth is a mindset. Expansion is a mindset. Service is a mindset. So when you can marry all these beautiful desires into one pot, you are literally a super powerful generator of magic, of love, of abundance. And it impacts literally every area of your life, even though we're focusing it specifically on your business and focusing it specifically on wealth and impact.
Yeah, that's a really cool thing that I've seen in my clients too, because I've always worked with artist entrepreneurs, whether that's like in the mindset for people with more artistic careers, or helping with like business strategy. And whenever I'm working with people on the money mindset and the business strategy piece, whatever it is that's going on in their lives creatively, like that flourishes at the same time. Like they'll get random award nominations out of nowhere, like invited to prestigious festivals, you know, like money and funding starts to come through. And it is just that when you shift internally, that opens up in every single area of your life, including relationships, including, you know, wherever it is that you're living or wherever it is that you're feeling called to spend time. Like all of those things are the true aligned desires for you suddenly become more available. So I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Anastasia, for coming and chatting today, and send us a message. We only have a few spaces left, so definitely grab that and register today. You'll be sent through to join a Facebook group where you will be able to join our live workshop tomorrow. We can't wait to see you there, and it's completely free.
See you tomorrow, my beautiful creators.
Bye. Have an amazing day. Thanks, Anastasia.
Bye.